Heaven help us, baby's got her blue jeans on. She can't help it if she's made that way. She's not to blame if they look her way.
And some folks think it's going to take 1,000,000 years for it to happen. And, you know, given present circumstances, one would certainly think so. If you look around you in the world, it looks pretty bleak sometimes, don't it? But, oh, shite, babies. Oh, shite, shite, shite. And down it goes and fertilizes the flowers to become the blossoming rose, man, of everlasting love, babies. You the red rose of life. And, babies, your heart's coming back, and it's pulling itself right out of that strife, that grief, that pain, everything else that you thought gave you such great gain. All the BS that you put yourself through, trying to get yourself through, and make it through with the dream intact so you could somehow bring it back. But see, it never left you. It lived inside of you, that dream, that magic, that pure reality, the imagination of the heart that would have it just be a certain way. And let it always be perfect. And you know, in your imaginative heart, every time you meet someone, you know the perfect arrangement already of your association. Already. You got it already created in that imagination, you know. But then your imagination and the reality around you seem to collide. And the imagination has to go take a ride because that ain't happening. Whatever it was you were dreaming of in the divine perfection is like, no way, babies. You got this infection called, reserved guardedness and reservations and broken hearts that are still healing and all this other stuff. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Kind of clouds away when you're trying to have a little honest communication in this reality, don't it, man? Yes, indeed. Gets in the way all the time. Well, babies, the more we step out of that and into this presence we call divine, the more we leave all of that behind because, you know, there are no broken hearts. We choose our experiences before we come here very, very carefully. Each and every one of them, each association we'll have with anyone is pre-planned. Now, not that it can't change once you're here, sure it does. It's a real flexible script by which we're living, but when we're hanging around with our spirit buddies out there in the realm, as we call it, you know, before we surrender ourselves to the dumbed-down world once again, we kind of dream the whole life into being in communion with all these hearts that are hanging out with us, man, you know. And we live every moment of it ahead of time, more or less, because we're outside of time. There is no time. We can see it all at once. So we assemble it together like pieces in a puzzle, you know. But then we come here, then we arrive, and we feel the coldness of and the harshness of the overly starched sheets that we're born right onto, man. And from there on, it gets a little rough, you know, even though that's a sweet and divine moment, such as you have never seen before. And saints line up at the doorway, let alone a whole bunch of otherwise, just to get in here. Just to get to play in this field of life, where everything is so real that you can feel it. Yet it's a surrender to a totally fictitious reality, because love cannot be as we see it depicted here. Love simply wouldn't have it that way. So love has done this. She's allowed us to go over the top and surrender to a dream, see? And we've lived in that old dream until we've fulfilled the whole scheme of it now. And so the planetary thing you see coming back at you, or Wave X, or whatever they're calling it these days, that ain't Nibiru. That ain't some big magnetic pole going to destroy the Earth. That ain't anything that's going to collide with us. It's going to absorb us, yes, because that's our reality coming back to us. And it's expressed in the physicality reality of time and space, so you can see it and feel it out. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. There's pictures they're letting slip now. The NASA's letting their cameras just roll sometimes and not whiten out everything or blacking it out or whatever the hell they've been doing. Airbrush, they call it, yeah? But whatever. Anyway, stuff is slipping through. You can see it. And you know what I saw a while back, it's been 2-3 months ago now, was a picture of a great big old sphere about the 100 size the times of Earth. You know, about 100 times the size of Earth. I'll get it straight here somehow. It's a free day Friday. I can't help it, man. And baby had her blue jeans on, got me all flustered first thing in the day. When you say, see, oh, what a human way we live, man. See, it's hard for us to get above the challenge of that little, tickle we get when we first meet each other and remember the gleam in our eyes. We've seen it before somewhere, just about everybody you meet in this life, you've had dealings with in another life somewhere. And it's all about resolution in this one. It's all coming back together and getting itself right this time. All the stuff we carried through all of the generations, all the stuff we inherit when our feet first hit that little sheet, man, is like coming to a head this time. It's time. That's why you see that thing approaching. And for truth, for real, feel it out and see if I ain't telling you right, man. Go there and find some pictures, some video, whatever. Maybe I'll find some and post them myself if I can this weekend. And babies, take a look at what's there. What's real. Feel what's there, see? This is how you get past the fear, man, when the fear is disproven. When you can feel it, then you know it's real. You're living it. And it's a loving thing, and nothing's going to be taken away from us. Nobody's going to have to be harmed. Everyone comes forward out of this clean as a whistle, and in fact, blossoming, including the Illuminati, the Cabal, the most wicked people you can think of, Dick Cheney included, and Henry Kissinger right along with them. Forgive me, those were, wow, some of the, and look at Richard Nixon, he's an angel. I mean, he's on the other side, and he's flitting around over there doing good now to make up for all the nastiness he did here in the performance otherwise, Gee whiz, man, and wow. See, we're all in it for the love and the ability to express the love as we're living here. What few fleeting moments we get of it. Those are sweet enough to carry humanity through the darkest of days, through the ultimate rage, and bring us back out of it again. Man, wars are rages, man. Babies throwing fits and throwing bombs at each other. I mean, we're pretty grown up babies, aren't we? Pretty mean, too, aren't we? Bullies in every regard. Yeah, man, whole nations, whole tribes will do this, to one another, obviously. And if we let it get out of hand, we'd annihilate the earth again. But gotta remember, it's been this cosmic little illusion, telling you, babies, I know it feels real, and the feelings we get here are so off the charts, but notice when they go way beyond this dimension. When you're feeling those deeper, more powerful connections inside of yourself, and they're beginning to expand into this reality, and sometimes they include another, and there's a great connection, a great reminder of the reunion of love that's in process now inside of you, and this other one that can share it with you too. It happens, babies. That's when this life gets real. See, moments like that, and it ain't just there. It's all over the place. It's in our experience everywhere, but it's when those moments become expansive. And we see beyond this reality. We feel beyond it, and it takes our vision there. And we live in this orbital ball of love that is so sweet. It is continually loving and supporting. I mean, I compare it to the feeling of a mother holding the baby with both arms right up against their breast, man, right up against her chest. It's the ultimate love, man. It's the ultimate peaceful love. The ultimate feeling of divine contentment. You got your belly full of mother's milk, and now you're just sitting there chilling and willing to be whatever this dream wants you to be. Because mother is loving you the whole time, and she has set you free. And therefore you can live through any kind of nightmare and dream, because baby, you're alive in her love. You know yourself to be an extension of her love, but not extended from it, a part of it. See, just because your body separates from the mother doesn't take your soul heart presence away from her. It just passes into you. You're a part of the mother, you see. You're not just a part of, you're the whole thing. Because it's mother replicating herself again and again in every child that lives here. Every child that lives here. It's that mother energy, that divine feminine. Why do you think you've been so misdirected? Why do you think they've tried to make you look at a severe and masculine God, etc.? Why do you think they deny and belittle? I mean, up until recent times, thank goodness it's changing, but belittle the feminine, and try to retard. I mean, I can remember times a few thousand years back where women weren't even allowed to leave the house in some cultures. They had to stay there, make babies, and raise them. in the darkness of the house, couldn't come out in the sunshine, couldn't be seen in public. I mean, we've been so severe because it seemed like certain elements here just hated our mother. Well, I got to tell you, in the great long ago, there was a child born, of the mother, of course, because we all are. And I'm speaking more metaphorically of the Mother Earth, but of an earthly mother too. And it wasn't a happy child, for whatever the reason. And it created some contention here, And then it felt rejected by the mother, which of course it was not. Mother's always there. Mother's always holding you in her arms. But it had to go through this dynamic. It had to feel the separation. And it began to hate. And nobody knew what that was. And it caused violence to begin. And then the deepest wound there could ever be, passing through all the generations of humanity, because one little life got out of hand. But that was all a part of the plan. It's the way we designed it, man. We had to pull back in parts of ourselves that had gotten away from ourselves. And so here we were doing it, man, as human beings. And getting a whole lot of divine and expansive experience in the process by getting that crap kicked out of us again and again. And babies coming back from it, blossoming like a son of a gun. We are incredibly endurable beings, man. We have gone through the ravages of hell, the utmost fires of hell. And it's burned us down to a little crisp, yet it didn't touch us at all. The flames only helped us along our way. In fact, they warmed our heart and got us through it, babies. Because we could keep recreating these moments which we're creating right now. See, we've come back from the past into the future at last, from the future down here. Because this is the moment, dear. This is where it all comes back together. You're starting to see it happening in your own life. Don't deny it when you see it. And if you do deny it, notice that, because you'll have conflict. You won't be able to outrun this one. This is for everyone. Because if it's for anyone, it's everyone getting it. One person got it, everybody's got it. Everybody is the one. The Messiah. Setting ourselves free. Yes, indeedy. On a free day Friday. What else would it be, man? It's the Coyote way, man. Ooh, darling. See, now you got to remember, I'll couch this in some phrases you can kind of understand, that everything here in this earthly reality as we see it, well, most everything, there are exceptions, especially when it comes to persons. But otherwise, most everything here is an illusion. 180 degrees. The reality is 180 degrees from what we see and experience on this side of the fence. So now we're taking the damn fence down so we can live it in a real way on both sides of the fence, because there is no fence. And there never was the division. We didn't have to fence them in or out, either one. We just had to recognize it's a superficial barrier. It's the division between reality and dream. And guess what? We live on the dream side. Reality's over there, still controlling the dream the same way a dreamer does. It's kind of lucid dreaming, but it's not a willful thing. It's the will of the heart, keeping us in motion, making us move like the waves on the ocean, man, and gently come up and caress the shore. Then deposit a little more of our love every time we do, and wear those sands of time down a little bit until time is no more and the beach is ours, man. And we can party and play to our heart's content, see? That's the dream we're all carry. That's the dream and the way that we will have it. That's the Coyote thing, in motion, in action, Jackson. See, it's that 180, man. There's your Coyote medicine. Take a look at what's here. And then take a look at what's really here. Take a look at that fearful thing in the sky coming to take us away. Ha ha! And take a look what's really there. Ha ha! How about that, eh? You see? Take a look at your presidente, the morons that try to rule the world behind them. Take a look at your kings, queens, princes, and princesses, and all of that. What's really there? Is there people that care, or is there just people that care for themselves and only want to take? Where's the reality? See, we've been seeing them as takers and dominators and aloof, the scum that arises to the top of the pond and tries to make it even scummier, you know. Influences everything, poisons the whole pond, you know. That's the way we've been seeing it. But what is the reality? What is the truth? Look inside of yourself, and then you'll have these eyes that'll see what's really going on around you and the feelings to go with it. And you talk about losing the fear. Well, babies, you start to realize you are so right on all the time. You don't need protection. You don't have to guard your heart anymore. And you can begin the transformation process, which is to dissolve away the guardians of the heart. That which keeps you in this land of pretend, rather than letting you live it real. See, you didn't even know that, did you? But that's where they shake you. That's where they bake you. Somehow or another, in your youth, your tiny little childhood, you start to become protective of your heart. Garden that dream, that perfection that's in your imagination. Well, the heart's imagination, well, I tell you, there's your reality. When you can get past, now sometimes the imagination gets warped and thinks it has to have certain things that ain't necessarily healthy for you. Go through those expansions of creation in the imagination, and you'll start to see the pure dream, where everyone's in love with everyone and no one could hurt anyone if they wanted to. There is no such feelings anymore. It's a perfect and beautiful place where everybody just shines with radiant gold light, which becomes, the rainbows of creation around us, including ourselves. And we're all in it together, the birds, bees, animals, and trees, and everybody's happy about it, too, becoming the blossoming flowers of the ever-loving life. So pure, so beautiful. So much fun to be around, too, because we are coyotes, and we do love to play, and we are a bit mischievousness. A whole bunch of mischievousness, especially when it comes to our playing around with others, man. We make more mischief there. We just delight in, poking it with a pin here and poking it with a pin there and, seeing if it jumps, seeing where it goes. Does it really love you enough to let you do that and laugh about it? Or does it get pissed off and turn around and blow you out of the water, man, We're always playing with each other like that. And it's not really games. It's just mischief. It's just the heart's happy little coyote delight trying to test us out and prove us pure to one another again. Because when we start getting the responses our ultimate imagination wants, we're already living in that paradise, and it just falls into place, baby. It's that simple. You just got to appreciate yourself and all these dynamics in it, That's all part of our person. It's all part of coming together with the whole being and presence that we are, the heart in motion. Baby got her blue jeans on and then some when you see this heart in motion. Holy crap. You are the rock stars of the reality. And everybody and everything is so sweetly and adoringly in love with you. It's just unbelievable. So don't believe it. Go out and live it, okay? So says Grandpa. As we get a little more of this Free Day Friday underway here on the Hazy Radio Network with the ever-loving Coyote Medicine Show. And Grandpa Coyote and friends, don't you know?